Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Team Dignitas COD 4 Charity Cup. We will be seeing TeamESPC play out against Immortals here on City Streets. It is the semi-finals now. These guys having made it all the way through up to here. And starting us off here with the first frag, it is Nemix, who is playing for Immortals, has got that SMG. Replan taking out, I've actually got no idea who that is, because these guys love to change their names. So we'll call him Batman. Darcy taking out Fake. It seems that Immortals being extremely aggressive. Steve's grabbing 2 frags of Sluix and Napaz drop. And first round going in favor of the Immortals. Now I will say that Team ESP did win the knife round and they did actually choose defense. So, sorry, they did actually choose attack. So this is the side that they chose. Quick little roster run now before we get underway with the second round. We see for Team ESPC we have Replan, Fake, Napaz, Sluix, and Saruz. And then for Immortals we have Darcy, Steve Star, The Best, George, and Batman. Batman plays for Immortals. Gotham City, nothing compared to this COD 4. Replan, now last man standing. We can quickly find him here. He's over on that A side. Does not have the bomb with him. And I might actually connect with that nade. No, he doesn't. Gonna come around this corner and find Batman. Pulls off the one deagle, gets the second one along with that. Wow. Literally the last bullet there of his 7-round deagle. Grabs him the frags. He's going to be walking around the back of, I believe that's Steve Star. No, it's Darcy. Actually gets taken out there. And a 1-on-4 quickly diminishing here to a 1-on-1. We have Steve Star watching into that A arch. And at some point he's going to start realizing that Replan is not coming from the front. Replan, of course, having made his way all the way around the back. He is towards that spawn site. Has made some noise, and Steve Star, right there, quick reactions, does take out Replan. Going to take it to 2-0, and Immortals looking strong. And a timeout has been called, as it seems Saruz is having some connection problemos. So yeah, guys, quick little shout out there to our sponsors for this cup. It is Western Digital and GamerBase. GamerBase are hosting a competition where you guys can win one of 5 copies of Modern Warfare 3 on PS3 or Xbox. All you got to do is go into Facebook, either like GamerBase Trocadero or GamerBase up in Manchester, and then tell them why you like Western Digital. Tell your experiences. Tell them of your experiences with Western Digital, experiences of COD 4, and experiences of Team Dignitas players. And I can safely say my experiences with all Team Dignitas players have been great. I met a couple of them at EGL about 2 weekends ago. Awesome guys. And then Western Digital are also hosting one where you guys go onto the Team Dignitas website, jump onto their forums, and then they've got a little competition running on there where you guys can just go and check that out. But yeah, Facebook, simple one. Just go on Facebook, type in GamerBase Trocadero, and go tell them why you like COD 4, or you know, your experiences with Western Digital, experiences with COD 4, and experiences with COD 4 players from Team Dignitas, or Team Dignitas players. I think it's Team Dignitas players in general. I don't see why they would do it any other way. Alright, waiting on George to ready up, and we will be heading underway after this timeout. And here we go. Seems Saruz is all back. And let's take it away here with the scopes. Actually, I want to take it away from Darcy's point of view, as his team is currently 2-0 up. Looks like he might be going for a little bit of that wallbang action. Does line it up. A couple of rounds, doesn't connect with anything. Replan's all over at that A side, and so is the rest of his team, or most of his team. I see Nemix pushing up at Napaz on that with the nade. Replan, oh, interesting spot as he jumps onto that dustbin, trying to get a better angle. Now, see, Sluix is actually sneakily all the way over here at the B side, and he'll actually be able to grab himself a frag here. Oh, he messes it up slightly, does finally close it off there onto George, and it is all on Darcy now. Misses the no-scope, misses the knife. Napaz turns around that SMG and shuts him down. Now it's going to take it to 2-1, and it seems like the timeout worked slightly in their favour in the end. Following here, Sluix says he does have a nice run for spawn, and instead he's going to play it slow. He's going to wait out those nades. Doesn't want to risk it because he never ever goes badly. Well, his team is already down around, so doesn't want to risk anymore. And wow, waiting it out. Nemic's actually in there with the grenade to finish him off. And let's see if we will actually see Nemic's pushing up there to close off more players, but he doesn't do so. TeamESPC once again stopping any kind of push from around the back. Steve's still not going for his rotate, so Ruth moves in onto the bomb side, does take a Batman, it's in that corner. He's very exposed. Darzi now the only other man here on that A side except for some players in that arch. And misses the shot on the play, walking in front of him. Riplane grabs two as gets a nade onto George, Deagle onto Darzi, and your last man standing is Steve Star's got that SMG in that arch, but he should pretty much easily be shut down any second here. And Saru starts closing him off, and it's gone to 2-2. And Immortals are slightly losing out on their 2-round advantage they had. Well, I say slightly, they've completely lost it now. And we'll see that Batman is now Bond. So he's sitting on 4-0. Now the last time I spoke to the player when he was down, it worked. So let's find him here. He is over on this A site. Pops up that nade. There is a player in that direction. It's not going to connect though. He's going to be laying down. So we'll leave him there for a bit as we see TeamESPC actually pushing all the way through mid. Sluix and Saruz grabbing frags there. And it is now a man in the advantage of TeamESPC. Make that 2 as Darzi also drops. Replan with a deagle onto Steve Star. Saruz onto Bond. And wow, TeamESPC starting to roll a bit right now. They are looking extremely strong. And guys, remember, Team Immortals was the guys who knocked out Team Dignitas. So, you know, really strong side here. Let's see George pushing up Darzi, takes out Fake with a wallbang. The best onto Saruz. Steve Stop pushing up through Wooden. He's got one off to his right. He's got 2 off to his right actually, and could grab a frag or 2 that does not actually get any at all. TeamESPC laying down under Steve Star's aim and avoids all the bullets and actually closes him down. Now Sluix pushes towards the top of the street. There are 2 players there. He grabs the one, and Nemec should have done it. Goes around the corner, gets the second one too. Immortals the man down. Make that 2 men down as Nemec is your last man standing. He's coming from around the back. He's on that white van area. All he's got to work with is an SMG and a deagle. His position might have been given away as he slowly pushes through that laundry building. He's got one off to his left and one towards the lowest stairs of Wooden. He does grab the frag here onto Replan. There's one at the top of the street. Another player's moved over through to mid, and TeamESPC from behind the red barrel does take out Nemec. And I can see why TeamESPC chose the attacking side. It seems to be working very well for them. Sluix getting his early nades and smokes out. Saruz is pushing all the way to the side, pushing it very quickly. There's no nades to actually contest it. Well, there was one, but it was rather slow in the end. And this means that they are able to push that car park slightly easier. Darzi spotting Replan. And he's not actually going to be doing anything about it. He's going to fall back and try to stay alive. Will he re-peek? No, he won't. We'll see. Nemec trying to hold out these mid-stairs, but TeamESPC with a nade onto his teammate, Replan onto TeamESPC. Sluix onto Steve Star though. Which does bring it slightly more into their favour. Nemec pushing around the back here as his teammate is being shot at, but Darzi grabs 2 frags as Replan and Sluix drop. It is all down to Fake. And he is, by the looks of it, rotating towards B. He's making loads of noise doing it, so he should really expect to fool all of the rest of the team there when he gets there. But no, Darzi's there, grabs himself a hat-trick of the round as he takes out Fake. And Darzi currently sitting on 9 frags. Impressive for his team, whereas Mr. Bond, wow, squeezes out of there with an assist. This is on 0 for 1 for 7. Really still not challenging those nades. Cruz is going to push up mid though, and does get taken out by Nemec. Nemec is not going to. Will he continue pushing? No, he won't. He falls back. He remembers from last time. He knows he shouldn't. He does actually wait a bit before pushing. He gets out of. Wow, an AK shooting directly at him. Somehow manages to get out of the way of that one and survive. One pushing up through B arch. Bess has got one off to his right. Nemec has got one off to his right. And it is Replan. And Replan actually gets away from that one too. Seems like this round's really going to all the people to avoid everyone else. Nemix towards the top of the street. There is one on top of the arch though. And has heard that player drop. Looking around the corner here. Tags, or does take out Fake. The problem is now though, that the bomb is on B bomb. So if he can hold it off, then he can pretty much stop them planting. But with Replan and Sluix running towards you, both with SMGs, there's very little to near no hope for him. And we do see that TeamESPC does come out on top of that one. Nemix dropping 5-3 your scoreline, 2-round advantage currently for the TeamESPC side. Where Steve Star with his on his gun, going to be pushing up through mid, does find a player, but Saruz is on the ball as he takes out Steve Star. His reaction's just slightly quicker, and George has spotted Replan, but Replan, of course, you know, such a good scope that even he knows he'd be stupid to peek that one. That B side has spotted Darzi. Darzi, of course, thinks he spotted Replan before he knew he was dead. Bond, your last man standing, and he is over in the wooden building. He's got an SMG and an AK to work with. Takes out Replan. The bomb has made its way all the way to the A side, and it should go down any second now.
Explosives planted.
There we go. Explosives have been planted. And now Bond is pushing up through that car park. He's going to have one off to his right-hand side and one all the way across to that laundry area. But he's not going to get anywhere near the bomb site as Napaski shuts him down. And it's going to be 6-3. 3-round advantage now in favor of TeamESPC. And having a look over at the scoreboard, yeah, I mean, it's such a massive kill difference between first and last place on both of these teams. It really does look like they're having that one player that runs and guns it, and it seems to be working out at the moment. TeamESPC might be doing a little bit more uniformly than the rest, but regardless, I mean, if we have a look over at the scoreboard once again, you know, Sluix and Replan 13 and 9 frags, while the lower half of the board is like 6, 7 and 2. While on the Immortal side we have 10 and 12 and then 3, 1, 2. So both of these teams really relying on their top players to come out and do most of the work for the team at the moment. We see Immortals with a chance to actually win a round here. Napaski is your last man standing as Fake gets taken out by Bond. He's going to fall back instead, moving over towards that B side. When he narrowly escapes being killed by a car blowing up, takes out Steve Star. He's going to re-peek the scope. He's not. And now, of course, with that, Bond's going to move all the way over to that B side, having coverage on A, mid, and B. Napaski flanking around the back. Does looking at a couple of SMG shots, turns around, takes out George with that AK, flicks around once more, but Bond's in there and lands the headshot there onto Napaski, takes it to 6-4, and with 2 more rounds left in the half, pretty sure TeamESPC are aiming for at least a 7-5, while Immortals are going for that 6-6. But it's so difficult to stop these players that are rushing in so quickly. Actually, George, having learned something, stops Sluix right on his tracks. And it seems TeamESPC are still going for an A push. Fake getting heavily tagged up, and this is going to signal to the guys here on the Immortal side that, you know, a tag and a kill on this A side. So TeamESPC using that exact same information, deciding it's rather going to go B, or going B would be the better of the decisions. Sitting in mid. And we have Nemix finally pushing up here. He could grab himself a couple of frags, but no, he grabs none instead. And now he's got players knowing exactly where he is, and he's in a very vulnerable position. Darzi with the scope though, does take out Fake. George pushing up here. And wow. Nemix literally running right around the enemy and then just getting the hell out of there. I see Replan with that SMG, he's going to run away. Bomb's going to go down by Napaski. And Replan once again encountering Nemix. Doesn't take him down though. It does land the shot there onto Nemix. Oh, sorry, onto George. George somehow surviving. He's going to be at the top of the street. Napaski's going to pick him off too. 7-4 is the scoreline. 1 more round left in the half. coming out once again from the Team ESP side. Darzi taking up Replan early off. Darzi is an absolute monster with that scope. Pulls out the Deagle, tries to spray down something through the smoke, but it doesn't connect with anyone. He does that, but will be pushed here by an SMG. Easily shut down there by Sluix. As Nemix also pushes forward. Bond turns to his left, takes out Sluix. Now it is all down to a 1-on-2. Bond to close off the round though. 7-5 is your halftime score. And Team ESP take the lead going into defense. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they wanted in the scenario. Right, so jumping up here into the second half now. Second away here with Darzi. Man, that was an absolute star player. The last round gets close to 30 this round by an nade in the end. Obviously, Replan tagging up Steve Star. Steve Star drops out of the wooden area. He's going to call it his teammate, no doubt. And should easily be taken out here. Steve Star pushing around the back into mid, takes out Sluix. And George there onto Saruz. Immortals actually evening out the standings at the moment. Pasky on to George there. Steve's trying to use his deal to take down an AK player, and that's never a good idea. Fake now. There's two players surrounding him, and he's got to try and get out of this one, or he knows he's going to be pushed. And will be shut down here from behind. Steve's still taking him out now, of course, now picks up his AK, allowing him to have the long distance range. Oh. We'll see Replan landing a shot here onto Steve Star. Steve Star, of course, hiding out now as he can't do too much, especially at that range with an AK. Steve Star being pushed off to his left-hand side, and he does miss it. Replan's going to push him with the Eagle any second. It does take him out. 5-8 to scoreline, and and Team ESPC making it now a 3-round advantage in their favour. So I'm going to take it away here with Darzi, as he has seemed to pretty much land all the opening shots. Watching to that A site, we've seen Nemix with the opening grenade onto Replan. And that's one way to take out the scope. Sluix pushing up mid to take out Steve Star. So Ruse onto Nemix, as Nemix pushes very aggressively into that mid area. And clearly another frag there for Saruz, as we had I believe it was actually George. Yes, George had to push that A arch, but instead fell back, covering that garden area. There is one just over the hedge, and it is in the pasty. He's going to be playing it tight. He's going to be laying down here in this back right. He doesn't need to give away or just peek at any point in time right now. He just needs to wait and stop that bomb plant, of course.
Explosives planted.
With that AK trying to stop Darzi peeking him, and Fake grabs a shot there onto George too. It's all on Darzi now, and he's stuck in a corner. He needs to do something right now, and I don't know if that was him or me, but someone experienced some lag, and the next one knew he was taken out. So unlucky there from him.
Explosives diffused.
Right, now having a look here over at the scoreboard, we once again see this whole two players really carrying the team above the rest. Let's see. Sluix pushing up. Saruz himself is also pushing up quite far. Darzi sitting at the back of that car park, but it won't affect him too much, as he's just going to pull back anyway. Watching the top of that street, there is an AK there. Pasty with the USP and AK combo. Darzi pushing it onto this bomb site. And this could go extremely well from Napaski. He's got 4 players surrounding that bomb site. Saruz takes out Steve Star. 3 players left, and there's no way they're going to get this bomb down here with Napaski in this position. But if he's not careful, he could be spotted. Looking on the minimap on the top left-hand side, you go, oh, Nemix does spot him in the end. Unfortunate from him. Could have been quite a couple of good giggles coming out of that one. And now
Explosives
in a
planted.
rather bad situation with these 2 players left. Saruz taking out Nemix. Darcy watching the top of that street. He's got his teammate Bond with him, of course, watching that wooden area with an AK. So no one's really on that B arch. And we'll see Sluix taking out Darcy in the end. And now Bond is your last man standing. And if you look at how that bomb is planted. Oh, Sluix actually in there, takes out Bond through the wall with an SMG. It seems his teammate was just pretty much the bait. And Saruz does drop, Sluix takes it.
Explosives diffused.
That's going to be a 10-5 scoreline. 5-round advantage now in favor of TeamESP. And it seems to really and quickly be slipping here from Immortals. For this wallbang, see if he can land something through the midsection. Can he do it? No, nothing comes through. Just wanting to walk back as he does cover that mid area. Nemix pushing onto B, takes out Sluix. And we do see Saruz spotting a player moving over that market area. It is George, and he's taken out Fake. Steve's on to replan. And Saruz has pretty much left that player and just let him walk into his team. He is now the last man standing. And the bomb's going to be going down here on the B site. He's in wooden.
Explosives
He's got so
planted.
many players to find though. It's going to be an absolute mission for him. He's taken out Bond, pulls out the deagle. I don't think he's going to be getting any more though. He does fly back into that wooden area. He's got 30 seconds left on the clock. Walks into B arch. And there is one that jumps right out into the mid-market and does finish him off. 10-6 is your scoreline, 4-round advantage. Still in favour of TeamESP. And of course, TeamESP only ESPC. Oh wow, I just realised I've been saying that wrong there. But TeamESPC only need another 3 more rounds to win this one, and of course make their way into the finals. Sluix spotting a player towards the back of Milkvan, who does actually run all the way back up the ramp. It is Steve Star. Steve Star getting the better of him. Oh, Darcy with a Vertinate to take out Saruz. Interesting little way to save your backside. Now Darcy there onto Napaski. Replan to last man standing. Steve Star does team kill.
Explosives
and the bomb
planted.
goes down. Replan coming in from mid. Steve Star sitting at the top of that street, and his teammate over in Laundry. But Replan has given away his position, and I think that was tactical, as he's now letting them think he's in mid, and he's actually made his way all the way around to the white van area. Will he spot the player up in Laundry? Yes, he does. Let's fly around here, takes out Bond. There's another player laying down the street. I don't think he's seen the player. And it is Steve Star. He's going to wait this one out just to make sure that Replan really doesn't actually have the time to defuse. And Replan actually dropped the bomb there. And that's going to take it to 10-7. Immortals playing a lot smarter this time round. And they are sneaking the rounds out under TeamESP at the moment. Kind of getting in there and digging themselves and getting their bomb down. It's just solid good play. See some moves pushing up through mid. Does spot George through the smoke, takes him out. And Immortals trying an A push here. The Nemix take out Fake as the bomb finally moves in. And again, we have a team nade. Bond taking out Nemix. And it's all gone quiet. Having an overlook here, we can see they're all pretty much focused on A. They know those 2 players are on the A site. It's just a matter of when they move into plant that bomb. Bruce dodging the nade up in A arch. And now he's got just got to wait for those guys to drop in on the bomb side. Spots Darcy moving across the top of that top port, and Napaski takes him out though. And he's heard Bond off to his right. It is 7-11. Team ESPC move one round closer to winning it. They only need 2 more to take this game and progress into the finals. The finals will be a best of 3, and of course we'll wait until we get to see who it is. The other, I was about to say who the other semi-finals was. I believe it was No Name versus Team Authority Gaming. I might be wrong on that one. We do see Spurs pushing all the way up, has taken out one. There is another one for him to grab, yet does do so. The last player left standing is Nemix. He's over in that B arch, does not have the bomb with him. And there is so little chance of him grabbing this one back. Walking into Wooden, he will be taken out by Slukes from behind. That'll be 7-12. We now have match point in the hands of Team ESPC. 5 rounds difference between the two. So they've got 5 rounds to pretty much, whatever they want, try and get their last round. Seems to be going for the fast push up here on A side. Darcy falling back. He's going to have some, or just try and play some cover onto the car park. Does get pushed up, but Taruz is way far up into the car park already. There's no way internet's going to connect with that player. See Immortals, the man down at the moment, as they need to try and get out towards a bomb site. Well, the pressure is mounted. It is the last, or possibly the last round for them. If they get this one wrong, they are out of the tournament. Srush still holding that A site. Bond takes out Replan. And now we'll have Steve Son moving down the stairs. Off to his right, there is a player in that laundry area. It is Fake, and Fake has heard the player that has walked out of Wooden. And does take out Steve Star. Immortals now reduced to 2 men. As George takes out the Pasky. Bond onto Saruz, and they're going to be rotating this one A. They know Sluix just killed their teammate over on that B site. And I'm just going to try and rotate as fast as you can. I say Sluix, I meant Fake. Grenade from Fake.
Explosives
he runs
planted
towards car park. I just gotta hope that his position doesn't. He does actually land the shot there onto Bond. Although George is in that window building. You can see where no, George does grab the frag. Is gonna take it to 8-4. Now he's still in this one, still fighting it back. Although when they were 2-3 with the man down, I was about to call GG for them, but proving. Sluix pushing up here into red, can he get the fast one over the market? And then a pop of flash out there, and nades flying both ways, the best and Fake grabbing a frag of their own. Sluix nearly being killed by his teammate, and he is going to be pushing around here. Saruz grabs 2 as George and Nemix both drop, and a 2-on-4. A rather hair-raising situation. Saruz grabs a 3rd one for the round and a 4th as he takes out Darcy. And he wins it for his team, and they're going to progress through to the finals of the Team Dignitas COD 4 Charity Cup, and I'll find out who their opponents are in a little bit. But just a massive thank you to our sponsors, Western Digital and GamerBase. Guys, go check them out on Facebook and go like and love them a lot. But I have been Menace, and this has been the semi-finals of the Team Dignitas COD 4 Charity Cup, and I'll see you in the finals.